Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mina with Brujita Mamacita Tarot, and right now I'm going to do a review on the Tarot of Oneness by Robyn Voisey. It says, an 84 card tarot deck that enables you to connect with your divine guidance and embrace oneness. I figured because Thanksgiving's coming up and holidays are coming up, and a lot of us are going to be spending time with families or planning on that, family, friends, and it can also be, holiday time can be a time where there's a lot of people who don't have, a whole lot of family or friends or a big social network or social, how do I say it, safety nets and connection and all that kind of stuff. And so it can be also a very isolating time for some people, when you don't have all that. And so I figured, and then even when you do have family and you plan to go visit them and, get together with them, things can come up with family. You can have estranged relationships where you're trying to, connect again, and just relationships that can sometimes be a little difficult, and especially when there's history there, and it's not the best history. Ideally we would love to have great family holidays and, with family and friends and people we love, and just have a great time, during the holidays. But unfortunately, it sometimes is not always like that. And yeah, there can be a lot of tension around holidays, and it can be a very stressful time. So I figured it would be a good time to get into this deck, which is the Tarot of Oneness. So just kind of reminding us that, whether we have family and it's a great relationship, we have great relationships with all our family, or we don't have as much family and friends and social support, and if we do have family and social support and all that, but sometimes we have strained relationships or just issues in the relationships and things like that. Whether any of those situations apply to you, I figured it would be a great time to get into the Tarot of Oneness, because we want to think of this time also as just whether if you don't have family, then you still do in a lot of ways, even if you don't have the most family or friends, or you have very, very little, you still have some people that you're connected to. And if you don't, you absolutely don't have anybody you're connected to in any way like that, that you would consider close, then you always have the divine, you always have God, goddess, whatever you believe in, you always have that. And that's always the most important relationship you want to cultivate and appreciate and be grateful for at this time. And then if you do have family and you do have issues with them and stuff like that, just learning to remember that we're all still connected, we're all still the same, on the highest levels, where everyone is all one, we're still all very much the same, obviously in the physical realm down here, yeah, we all have our differences and, uniqueness and perspectives and just differences in who we are and how we relate to each other. But in the realm where all is one, we're all connected, and we're very much connected to the people that are actually in our families and our soul tribes and our friend groups and things like that. we're very much mirrors for each other, or just teaching each other lessons. And so I think it's a great time to remind people of oneness. Yeah, so this is the Tarot of Oneness. And so we're gonna get right into this. Just go ahead and start this review here. And then after this, I will be doing a reading, but that'll be in a separate video. So I'll link that if y'all want to watch it, but we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Oh, I didn't read the back, which I usually do. So it says, we are all channeling the energy of the Fool when we leap into a new adventure with innocence and excitement. We all experience death and rebirth, justice, judgment, and the lure of unhealthy vices. We all need to be reminded to see things from a new perspective, and that the ending of one thing is the beginning of another. The Tarot of Oneness invites you to step into the energy of each card to channel guidance for yourself and others. So that's a beautiful description. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I really love these colors so far. They have these like pastel, watercolor looking, very ethereal but colorful at the same time. So this is the box, just so you could get a closer view of that. It is the Tarot of Oneness. And so we're going to jump right in. This really pretty color on the back. Again, with that, you know, colorful, pretty watercolor, tie-dye almost. So this is the Fool, and it's like the perspective of someone about to take a leap off of a cliff, which is very much the Fool. And then we have the Magician, and it's like magic in this person's hands. We have the Priestess, the High Priestess. Yeah, it is. So going back to the Magician, I didn't really pay attention that much to the symbols, but it's the elements, so that's cool, but barely noticed that. And we have the High Priestess, and it almost looks like this retreat area, or it could be someone's like altar at home. It looks like somewhere you would meditate and get answers through meditation, which is very much the High Priestess theme. And we have the Empress with an elephant, and then it's like a baby elephant, which that would represent, you know, motherhood and being a mother with the Empress. And then there's a butterfly. So, and then there's the Venus symbol on there. Very beautiful because there's flowers and everything. So yeah, it's a beautiful image for Empress. Then we have the Emperor, and it looks like a pride, so a lion group or lion pride. And then the like view is of a lion's paws, and he's holding the Ankh symbol. So that's interesting there. Then we have the Hierophant with a book opened and 2 keys. And then there's an owl up top. I don't know if you all will be able to see that, but it's like an image of an owl there. Then we have the Lovers. It's a woman with her heart glowing, and energy swirls to her heart. And then it's the same image, the Lovers again, but with a male. And then we have the Chariot, and it's two, like, it looks like dolphins, and it looks like water in the front of a boat. Dolphins are swimming in front of a boat, and so it looks like water, but then the water also looks kind of like the sky, so that's kind of cool. We have Strength with the bear, and someone's petting the bear on the cheek, so someone is tamed the wild beast. Then we have the Hermit, and it's someone's view of them holding a lantern and going up stairs that lead to at the top of the stairs is a light. So I like that image of the Hermit, that take on it. And we have Wheel of Fortune, and it's a maze. And in the middle of the maze is like a gold like sign, but it's the Tree of Life in the middle. So, Wheel of Fortune. I like that one, that's interesting. Then we have Justice, and it's scales with books behind them, and the judge, mallet, I'm not sure what you call that, but that's there for justice. And then we have 12 perspective. It's normally hangman, but they call it perspective here, which makes sense with a hangman. And then it is hot air balloons, like high up in the sky. So I like that image for the hanged man, or perspective as they call it. Then we have Death / rebirth, and it's a green snake with a black rose, and it looks like it's out in the woods somewhere, because it looks like woods there and leaves, and it looks like fall time. There's someone's boots at the bottom. So that's the Death card, Death / rebirth. Then we have Temperance. And so on Temperance, it has some like male, could be female, but it looks male to me, with 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on the stones, and it's their view of it. Then there's a feather floating in the water, and yeah, so that's, I like that image too. There's almost like a little portal in the water, like up in the corner. So that one is Temperance. We have 15, the Devil, and it's a cloaked man, or could be a woman, but looks like a man to me. And they're surrounded by flames, and they're making this gesture as if to say, like, you know, come to me, like tempting you kind of thing. So that one's the Devil. Then we have the Tower, and it's a view of one of the people who are falling out of the tower, and they're looking at the tower and the other person falling out of it, and there's, you know, the flames and lightning, that whole imagery of the tower. So now we have the Star, and it's a waterfall at night, Looks very peaceful. And yeah, there's a big bright star in the corner, upper right corner. A bunch of orbs around there. So that is the star. It's beautiful. Love that one. And we have the moon. And it's a big full moon. And in between trees, and they don't have leaves, and then there's an owl sitting on one of the branches. So the moon there. Oh, there's also a spider in the corner. I didn't see that. And now it's the sun. And so it's the view as if you were riding this white horse on the beach. The sun is shining bright. There's orbs everywhere. I'm noticing that now there's a bunch of orbs in some of the cards. Then there's a castle, a Santa castle, you know, representing the boy in the sun, the young boy in the sun. So it's a cute image, beautiful image. And then we have awakening. So this one would be judgment. And it is a person like reaching up to the sky, like almost as if they're asking God or their angels or something, some entity or force for help or guidance or clarity or something. And they're at the top of mountains. Or they could be at the top of the mountains, or they could be at the bottom, but there's mountains in the background representing, I guess, feels like obstacles, or also like, you know, being at the top of a mountain, which is accomplishment. And it's like there's a winged energy in the background, but there's no face, so it's a faceless winged energy, and it's really bright, like almost as if it's an angel, just like you would see in the judgment. And then we have the world, and it's a bunch of monarch butterflies flying up and into the heavens, and there's a bunch of sparkles around them. I love this one. It's probably one of my favorite world cards, just because I really, really love butterflies. As a Libra, obviously, of course I do, right? So we're the social butterfly. Well, Libra rising, so I'm not Libra sun, but yeah, I do have that side to me, and I love the butterfly, a social butterfly, and also a symbol of transformation. So I love that. Then we have higher self. So now it's going into a few other cards, and then it'll go into the suits. So we have the higher self card, and it looks like a spiral stairway that you're like, and there's someone ascending in the center of it. So that's higher self. So beautiful. Then we have life force energy, and it is out in the woods or in a forest somewhere. There's a river there and a bunch of trees, and looks like geometrical symbols and connections here, representing all the life out there. So that's a beautiful image. You can barely see that, the symbols, but you might be able to see it. And then there's Oneness, which is this card, and it's just like orbs everywhere and just a bright light in the middle, just representing that ethereal feeling of being connected to everything and everything around you being alive. So that's a beautiful image. Love that. And then we have present moment, and it's a succulent with a spiral energy coming out of it. Always reminds me of Fibonacci, of course. So, present moment. That's another beautiful image. And we have synchronicity. And there's an angel, a statue of an angel, and she's like propped up on a globe, some sort of sphere, with a white feather underneath her, and she's reaching up to the sun. And then there's an even bigger angel in the sky, but it's just white, like clouds, but in the shape of a bigger angel in the sky, and it represents synchronicity. So the angel in the sky might be a little hard to see, but that's a beautiful image as well. Now it's going into the suits. So it starts with Ace of Cups, and it's a cute otter. And it's holding, it looks like a bowl, and there's like a dove, very faint in the bowl. It's like a reflection of a dove, and the water is overflowing. Such a cute image. And then there's white flowers representing purity. So that's a beautiful image there. We have Two of Cups, and it's two people doing pinky promises, doing a pinky promise, and like this sparkly ethereal swirl surrounding them, magical swirl surrounding them. So this energy of being connected. Then we have Three of Cups, and it's three people having tea or coffee, and there's cookies there, so just having a good time, chatting it up with your friends, with their friends. So that's Three of Cups. And then it's Four of Cups, and it's someone making a symbol with, or a gesture with their hand. So like the gesture looks like this, and there's a deer in the background, and there's no color in this card. So below the hand there's no color, and then above the hand there starts to become more color. But yeah, that's an interesting take on the Four of Cups. So now we have the Five of Cups, and it's the view of a rainy day through a window pane. So there's just raindrops going down the window pane, and not sure what's out there that they're looking at, but yeah, it's a view of a rainy day. Possibly another house or something they're looking at right there. But Six of Cups is someone looking at like photos in this nostalgic energy, looking at photos of their childhood, of growing up, reading postcards. So very nostalgic energy of revisiting the past and revisiting mementos that they have from lovers and from their family. And so that's a beautiful image. I really like that one. Seven of Cups now is someone just like laying back in their hammock and they're on the beach somewhere and they're imagining all these cups in the sky, and there's a bunch of different stuff in the cups. So there's crystals in one, this like magical sparkly energy in another one, a dragon in another one. It looks like flowers of some sort in another. There's a snake. There's a rainbow coming out of one. But yeah, it's an interesting image for the Seven of Cups. But also like one of the more lighter, I want to say, depictions of it, happier depictions of it that I've seen, you know. So I like that, the Seven of Cups. We have Eight of Cups, and it's someone cutting a rope, so cutting the thread, doing possibly a cord cutting ritual, and yeah, cutting ties with someone or something, letting it go. And so that whole energy is Eight of Cups, and that is symbolic of, you know, letting go the way the Eight of Cups represents. Then there's Nine of Cups, and it's eggs. They're like golden eggs, but there's one golden egg in the middle that particularly stands out and it's very shiny, bright, and saturated with a golden color. So that's a beautiful image for the Nine of Cups. Then there's 10 of Cups, and it's a group of orcas. I'm not sure what you call them, but like a family or a group of orcas in the ocean. And they're swimming along, just having a great time. There's rainbow energy there, so love that. That's a cute depiction of the 10 of Cups. Then we have, it's going into the Wands, and I'm sorry, we're still on the Cups. We have Inspiration of Cups. So this would be the Page of Cups, and then it's shells on the beach and a starfish and a bunch of little orbs with hearts in them, and someone who like drew a heart in the sand. So very playful, loving energy for this card. It's like when you start, it's almost reminds me of like, you know, the honeymoon phase when you start dating someone and everything's nice and fresh and new. And so that's the Inspiration of Cups. Now we have the Action of Cups, and that is, it's like a view of a shadow of someone riding a horse, and there's a light far into the woods, and that light is, the path to that light is surrounded by trees with beautiful roses or flowers, beautiful red flowers all around it. So yeah, that one is the Action of Cups. And so that would be the Knight of Cups. And then we have the Spirit of Cups, which would be the Queen of Cups. And that is someone standing like in shallow water. Well, they're standing on some edge. And yeah, it's like they're standing in shallow water, or they could be standing out on the ground looking into deep water. There's shells there, stingrays, some fish. So it goes deep into the ocean, but that is their view, is the ocean. So that one's the Queen of Cups. And then the embodiment of cups is the King of Cups. And that is, it looks like a pillow with a crown on top of it. And then, like just ocean. How do I describe it? It's like, there's a starfish and shells and like some coral reef and 2 seahorses, and they're all like on top of this crown. So, and then there's a fish there, almost looks like a betta fish, and a necklace of a ship there. So that one is the embodiment of cups. King of Cups, embodiment of cups. So now we're going to the wands, and we have Ace of Wands with, it's a lizard. And it looks like, I'm not sure if this is a crystal, but it looks like it is a double-sided crystal. An orange one, so I'm not sure what that is. Could be calcite, could be citrine, but yeah, Ace of Wands is there with the lizard and the double-pointed crystal. So now we have the Two of Wands, and it's almost looks like another crystal, and they're looking in between it because the crystal has a hole in the middle to look through. So Two of Wands, that's an interesting take of the Two of Wands, but it's like laser focused on the center of this crystal, and there's 2, it looks like palm trees or some sort of trees that are standing together in the center, but that is the Two of Wands. That's a beautiful image. The palm trees in the middle. Three of Wands. And it's someone sailing off on their boat behind 2 other boats that are sailing off. So taking a little sailing trip together and expanding their horizons. And we have the Four of Wands. And that looks like someone grabbing out again to Spirit. And there's a woman with, so this must be the man's hand grabbing out to Spirit. Then the woman is grabbing out with arms wide open as well. Yeah, that's the Four of Wands, representing accomplishment or union. And we have Five of Wands, and it's wolves fighting. 2 of them are fighting. One is just looking in the background, and then the one in the front is like, looks like the alpha wolf. So that is the Five of Wands. Looks like there's possibly another wolf in the back, but I can't really see it. Yeah. So that is the Five of Wands. Six of Wands is a view as if people were taking pictures of you. So if you're someone who like is famous or celebrity or someone important, doesn't have to necessarily be that. Could be, you know, just someone in the public eye, and you come out and there's like a bunch of people taking pictures of you, whether it's paparazzi or news people or whatever it is. But yeah, it's 6 cameras. And so that is the Six of Wands. And then Seven of Wands is a view of looks like someone fishing or going diving, or like they're on a diving trip, but they're inside of a cave underneath the ocean, and they're in this cave underneath the ocean, and there's a view of the boat in the further distance. This is the boat that they got to this destination on, but they're deep sea diving, and the view is of sharks. So they're contemplating whether it's safe to move out of this cave in the ocean because there's a bunch of sharks surrounding it. So it's an interesting take on the Seven of Wands, and I like that. Then there is Eight of Wands, and it's someone is driving real fast through a forest, and this is daytime. It looks like fall time. Yeah, zooming by so fast to where it's like all you see is blurred road there. So that's the Eight of Wands, fast movement. Nine of Wands is a bunch of little baby turtles trying to make their way back to the ocean. You know, when baby turtles hatch, they run back to the ocean and are trying to avoid being eaten at that time because they're vulnerable. So it's 9 little turtles rushing to the ocean, and then a seagull looking like he wants to grab one, or he's trying to. So that one is 9 of Wands. 10 of Wands is someone like dragging this boulder up this hill. He's dragged it a long way, and you know it's a burden because it's literally a boulder dragging it. So that is the 10 of Wands, dragging that boulder around the hills. And then the Inspiration of Wands, or Page of Wands, is, it looks like a little spirit circle, or yeah, where this person has their candle lit, crystals nearby, and they're conjuring spirit animals, because there's butterflies in there, a lizard, a bunch of stars, dragonfly. So yeah, the Inspiration of Wands, I like that image. It's pretty. It'd be hard to see you know, the images in the smoke there that they're conjuring, but it's a beautiful image. Now we have Action of Wands. So Knight of Wands is, it almost looks like those, like, cliffs in Arizona where they have that like I don't know what you call it, but those rocks that look like they're striated and they're very like wavy, and there's this like spirit energy going through it, a rainbow spirit energy. But that's a cool image. I like that. I don't know what area that's called. If y'all know, comment it down below. I know, like, I've read about it before and I read the name and everything, but it's just, you know, I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. So Spirit of Wands is the Queen of Wands, and there's the black cat, and she's looking down at her cute cat, and there's a white candle there. Spirit energy, it is present as well with these sparkles and a little bit of a rainbow. And then the sunflowers, which are all images we see in the Queen of Wands card, so it's beautiful. I love that. And then we have Embodiment of Wands, which is the King of Wands. And again, it's a crown on a pillow, and it's a crystal crown. And there is a lizard there. I'm not sure what that species is, but if someone knows, you can comment it. But there's also a staff with a crystal on it at the top of the staff. Yeah, that's the Embodiment of Wands. Now we're moving on to the Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is big, looks like a koi fish or big goldfish. I'm not sure what that is. Y'all can tell me. I don't know fish that well. But it's a fish, bright orange fish coming out of the water, yeah, I'm not sure if this is a lake or an ocean. It could be either, but I want to say it's a lake, so possibly koi fish. Anyway, the fish is coming out of the water, and then there's a pentacle atop its head, and then there's cherry blossoms. I want to say that's what those are. On the very top of the card. So Ace of Pentacles, that's a beautiful image, and there's rainbow inside that pentacle. Two of Pentacles is there's two like faded out pentacles in the background, and then there's three, they look like bowling pins like falling out of the sky. So yeah, Two of Pentacles, that's an interesting take on it, but that is the Two of Pentacles. I'm not sure if those are bowling pins, but if you know what they are, comment it. But yeah, that's what it looks like to me. The Three of Pentacles is there's three coins and three people like holding each other's wrists, and it all forms, they're all forming this, you know, symbol of holding each other's wrists. And then there's three, yeah, coins there, and it looks like they're collaborating on some sort of architecture, because there's a blueprint here and little, you know, measuring device for like writing out this blueprint. So perhaps they're all working on building something with the blueprint. That's Three of Pentacles. And then Four of Pentacles is, there's four pentacles at like the top of a tree, and it looks like possibly squirrel hands, because it looks like a little squirrel tail, little squirrel hands, and the coins, the Four Pentacles are sitting in this area where the squirrel has all it's food, it's nuts and stuff. So yeah, and there's another squirrel there, so definitely a squirrel. And it's looking down at the bottom of the tree. There's also a white rabbit down there. So yeah, it's like, it put the coins with its little pile of food and nuts and like holding on to it. So that's the Four of Pentacles. Now we have the Five of Pentacles, and it looks like someone who's going through a rough time. They can't really afford new clothes because they have socks on and there's holes in the socks. And then Five Pentacles are out in the sky, like they're faded but they're out in the sky. And yes, could be a reflection of something, but almost reminds me of the Five of Pentacles, where the two people are walking and one is in tattered clothes, and there's the window up top with a blessing and the Five of Pentacles in the window. It almost looks like the reflection of that window on the floor here. So that's an interesting take of it on Five of Pentacles. So now it's Six of Pentacles, and it's someone with a cup, and it looks like a beggar because their clothes are dirty, and they have a cup and it has 6 coins in there, and yeah, as if they're asking for coins. So that's a Six of Pentacles. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is someone planting seeds and planting a garden. They're replanting this I'm not sure what it is, but this shrub that they want to grow. So it looks like that's what they're doing. The Seven of Pentacles. Shrub or plant, I'm not sure what that is, but Eight of Pentacles is someone tattooing a dog, and then on someone else, and they also have a tree on their body. I'm not sure what body part that is, but another part of their body, they have a tree there. Could be the arm or the chest. And then there's pentacles behind the dog. And I'm not sure what the symbol is underneath the dog. Maybe y'all could tell me underneath its face. It's like right by the tattoo gun. But yeah, that's the Eight of Pentacles. So someone is doing work that is very skilled, highly refined work. This is the symbol I was talking about right there, if you could see the symbol underneath the dog's face. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure it has some sort of meanings, significant meaning in the card for them to put it there. The Nine of Pentacles is in a forest somewhere, and it's a beautiful, colorful bird going to its cute little colorful birdhouse. And then there's pretty flowers there, but I'm not sure what they are. Well, it's Nine of Pentacles. Okay, then there's Ten of Pentacles, and it looks like 4 people with their hands joined one in another. So the man's hands are at the bottom, and then the female's hands are up top. So possibly the father and the mother. And then there is another person holding the child's hand, so possibly a nanny or someone else related. But yeah, that's the Ten of Pentacles there. So now the Inspiration of Pentacles. It is an open book with flowers in the book and mountains. And then there's mushrooms at the bottom of the card. And there's this light bulb. There's an like the silhouette of a light bulb in the middle of the card with a pentacle in the middle of the light bulb. So that's Inspiration of Pentacles. And you know, it looks like these images are coming out of the book into the energy around this light bulb. So definitely like representing ideas for Pentacles and material abundance. And then we have Action of Pentacles, which would be Knight of Pentacles. And that is, looks like rolling hills of wheat. And there's a shadow of someone on a horse, so they're riding through those rolling hills of wheat. That one's Knight of Pentacles. And we have Spirit of Pentacles, which is Queen of Pentacles. And it is, I'm not sure what this image is, but it looks like there's a tree. It's interesting. My candle is bubbling up here. A couple bubbles popped out. So yeah, with the Spirit of Pentacles, your Queen of Pentacles, there's a white bunny like on its back, and then there's like tree going up into the sky possibly, and flowers in the card. So that is the Queen of Pentacles. And then the embodiment of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles, is a crown with green and purple jewels on it. Green crown, and there's purple grapes, a purple or red grapes, and then a purple cloak on this chair, and then there's a big pentacle behind it and a vine around there. So that one is the King of Pentacles. Now we're moving on to the last suit, which is the swords, and it is the Ace of Swords, this beautiful parrot, and it's orange and green and blue parrot, really pretty, and it has one feather hanging out of its mouth. So that is the Ace of Swords. Now we have the Two of Swords, which is two doors that are lit up. One door has green light coming out of the bottom of it, and the other door has blue light coming out of the bottom of it. And then there's two black feathers on top of like this wooden bench in front of the doors. So almost as if to say, make your choice. Then we have Three of Swords, which looks like a broken mirror image of a person, a shadow silhouette of a person, and the mirror is broken around their heart, symbolizing heartbreak. So now it is the Four of Swords that's next. and that is someone with their hands together. And then there's white flowers around them. Looks like they're meditating because they're sitting in a lotus position or cross legs. And there's 4 white feathers, and then the prayer beads and sound bowl, Tibetan singing bowl. So yeah, definitely meditation and rest. So it's a beautiful image for 4 of Swords. 5 of Swords is this cup that's like in this barren area, barren land. There's no grass or water, or it just looks very dry in that area because the ground is cracked. And then the cup looks like it's been neglected. There's dead leaves around it, or a little shrub that died at the bottom of it. And it looks like there's mold growing over it, so a neglected cup there. And that represents the 5 of Swords. So then we're going on to 6 of Swords, which is the view as if you were in the boat and you were crossing the lake and moving on to this new area that looks very lit up and almost like inspirational. From where you're coming from, it looks dark, going to this light area, so leaving something behind in the past, the symbolism of that. And then there's 6 feathers on the side of the boat, so representing the 6 of Swords. And now it is the 7 of Swords, which is, looks like a cheetah or leopard or cheetah, I forget which one it is. And that is on a tree branch, a big tree branch, and it looks like it's just like protective of its domain here. It's letting whoever's looking on or whoever's around know that this is its domain. So that's the 7 of Swords. 8 of Swords is 2 hands that are tied together. It looks like it's tied together pretty loosely. And then there's 8 black feathers at the bottom. So they're looking down at their hands that are tied together. Looking through almost like a crack of the blind, because typically you're blindfolded in the 8 of Swords, the woman is. So anyway, there you could see that the hands are tied together loosely, and then 8 feathers are at the bottom. So that's 8 of Swords. And then 9 of Swords is someone in their bed looking to like the darkness of their room, and there's like demons and ghosts and shadows that they're looking into in the darkness in their room. So basically being haunted, which is what you would think of when you think of the 9 of Swords. You think of nightmares, haunting, that kind of stuff. And then 10 of Swords is someone looking onto, they're on the shore of this beach, and the beach is very dark. It's like black sand. There's like trash in the beach. And there's a boat way out in the far distance. It's lit up over there where the boat is, way far out into the ocean, but where they're at, standing on the beach, it's very dark and very like drab scenery. So that one is the Twin of Swords, symbolizing something being done, dead, over with. Now we have Inspiration of Swords, which is the Page of Swords, and it is someone, or not someone, there's a white box here that's opened, and then there's a page at the bottom of the, underneath the box, with a pen and a pencil, and then there's blue flowers surrounding this white box, and the box is open, and on top of the box is like this smoky energy of ideas and brainstorming, and then, so I think brainstorming because there's little gears there, and then there's a magnifying glass, so someone looking into things as well, and there's a bird which could symbolize messages. But yeah, so that's the Page of Swords. Now we have the Knight of Swords, which is a mountain top, and there's a flag at the mountain top, and it's like there's this hazy light around this circle, and the circle is like focused on that flag, and there's someone riding a horse. There's a shadow of someone riding a horse, so it looks like they're trying to get to that flag there in the middle. Now we have the Spirit of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords, and it's two blue jays, bluebirds. I want to say they're blue jays though, and or actually there's three of them looking up. Oh no, they're looking down into this so they're way up top on a cliff, and they're looking down into this area where there's all these wooded tree, or there's all these trees, and then there's three blue jays flying around them. And I forget what the spiritual significance is of blue jays. I did look it up once because I did have a blue jay feather. I still have it with all my other feathers on my altar, but I knew what the symbolism was when I read it, but I read so much about these things, spiritual things, and look them up so much that I tend to forget things, you know, as quickly as it comes in. As much as I keep like learning and learning, like stuff like goes out too, you know. But I want to say it has to do with like truth, and you know, because blue is your throat chakra, and so something about speaking your truth and being true to who you are, being a true friend, especially to yourself. That's what comes to my mind when I think of these. But if you know any other spiritual meanings for blue jay, put that down below. But yeah, that's what the Queen of Swords is. Someone looking down from this cliff, and then there's three blue jays there. And then the last card is the King of Swords, and that is another crown with blue jewels on it, and then that looks like, I want to say owl feathers. I forget what kind of feathers those are. I don't think they're turkey feathers. I'm not too sure. If you know what kind of feathers these are, you could comment that as well. But yeah, there's 4 of those feathers, and then there is a big white feather, which I'm not sure what that's from either. Then there's a sword on the chair, and a pretty blue butterfly, and that is the King of Swords. So yeah, that is the Tarot of Oneness. I think it's a really beautiful deck, and like I said, I'm going to do a reading here in a minute, and I'm going to go ahead and use this deck. I'm excited to use it. If you want to see that, I'll link it below. But yeah, I'll be back on soon with another review for you, and it won't be as long as this one, maybe. And I guess let me know how y'all feel about that. Do y'all like when I describe the cards more, or do you just want me to like name them out and show you them, you know, the full show you, that kind of thing? Or do you like when I describe them? Let me know. But yeah, if you've made it this far, comment, you know, one of the symbols that we saw here, which would be a feather or a cup or pentacle or coin, and or fire for wands, any of the symbols that would represent the suits. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video.